Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new play-by-play video. Today we're playing some Amaterasu solo. Currently in Obsidian Ranked Plus, she is the worst character in the game, the least played character in the game, and in the solo lane role specifically, she's one of the worst. Now, I don't think that's actually the case. Again, when you look at statistics, win rate, stuff like that, you will get a pretty bad look. Right now she's sitting at like 46%. So sometimes characters get a little bit skewed. I think she is decent, not great, probably in about a B plus tier if I were to put her, maybe an A tier. Overall in the game and as a solo laner, again, I think she's quite okay. So we'll try to showcase that. We're into an Izanami solo. This guy's an Izanami solo main. Not intelligence Izzy, normal Izzy. And what you'll see is that I think a lot of people tend to struggle, not only with this character, but also into backline solos in general, but especially these hunter solos with accelerated clear, be it Izanami, Jingwei, Uller, and obviously they all do different things, so there's not a one-size-fits-all, but generally speaking, very similar to laning into like a Vulcan or something, which we did in our previous video on Ardio. We just want to concede the early game and not lose all of our health, right? If we try to fight, we're going to get out-cleared, so I'd rather just lose a little bit of gold to tower by the tower hitting some of the minions while preserving my health bar, trying to get the gold on the archers, losing a camp, conceding that, and understanding that at different points in the game I'm going to be stronger than him, and as a frontliner I should have more value in team fights than him. So if I just concede a little bit right now and lose fairly gracefully, I know he's going to just pre-Aegis. He is horrified, holy crap. We'll be okay, right? So it's no big deal. Again, you really need to understand that as a character, you're going to have strong points and weak points. This is a late game character, so I have to concede probably harder than a lot of picks. And again, I'm not the easiest or the best god of all time, so I have to be mindful of that. But there are going to be points in which I will be better off than I am right now. And a lot of why I talk about, trying to get 3 or 4 characters within the role that you play is that you'll understand these spikes relative to other characters better as you get more games, right? And if you're playing 20 different characters at once, you're going to have a really tough time actually figuring out what does well into what, when you're actually strong, relative to your build, relative to your character, relative to your matchups, all that stuff. And there's no real easy way to figure that out. It just comes with time and practice and pattern recognition almost, I would say. It's like, notice how here all of a sudden we can kind of fight him, right? Level 3, I have a bit more damage. Yes, he's ahead of me. Yes, that looks a little bit dodgy, but it's not actually too bad. He gets an early back off. I'm going to wait a second, finish off this wave. And I could either match the reset right now, or I could stay. He's going to be stronger than me because he's a little bit ahead in farm. He also has a better build now, but it's okay. I'm just going to kind of play this clear and book it. Force him to use his 2 because he got a little bit spooked, and now we're just going to kind of back up and chill out a little bit. So look, I've kind of graciously lost the lane, and that's kind of what you're supposed to do. My Thor's actually looking for a gank, so I'm going to bait him. He has no Aegis. Silence after, he's just dead. Good job. So we silence once the CC ends, so we continue the CC cycle, right? That gank helps, I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm not going to pretend that that's not a good gank or a helpful gank. That's going to make this lane very easy. But that's part of the disadvantage of playing a backline solo like it is in Ami, is that you have no defense, right? So you're very easy to gank, and it's generally going to be in your jungler's best interest to gank over there. Now, I'm not going to pretend that happens all the time or every game. This guy made a good play. That should happen, but it doesn't always happen. But had we not gotten a gank there, all we're going to do quite literally is just like back up, get some components and stuff, and then get to a point where we can just kind of fight him, which is actually extremely soon, right? Really on our first item, we're just going to be able to own him. So yeah, Izanami ult there. He wants to get this totem really bad. He's not going to get it, and we just back up. And yeah, we're good now. Like, this lane is going to be very easy. Obviously, again, that kill's helping, but like, we are damn near at the point, so to put into reference, I haven't backed yet, and look, we actually chunk him already a little bit. I'm going to reset for Reaper. Now, to be very clear, every time you come out of base, regardless of the role you're playing, this will help you in any role, you should know how much gold you want to back with and have, right? And you can can have a minimum, you can have a maximum. So I want to have Reaper if I can, right, on my back. Now, that's not always realistic. I got to kill because of the gank, so I have more gold than I normally would have. Normally, I would not have enough for Reaper right now. I would only have enough for the components, right, the tier 2 of the item. And that's okay. So I always want to have a rough idea of how much gold I want. And how much gold I'm okay with backing with, and how much gold I actually want. So I want 2150 to finish Reaper, but if I get less, then I can get, you know, the tier 2 and a chalice, something like that. Always try to have a rough idea, though, or a precise idea, ideally, because when you're walking on a base, there's not much to do, of how much gold you actually want. So you play around that. So, like, for me now, I want to go into Sanguine Lash second. I've got a couple of choices, right, in terms of, like, how much... what price points. Obviously, I could say my top end is 2650. That's for the full item. Probably won't get that on this back. So I want to be a little bit more realistic. I want to say, okay, well, you know, this component's 750, but I don't really want this one because it's magical prots. This one's 1200. So I want that component. We want at least 1200 gold, and we want a health chalice. So we want 1500 gold, and that's what we're going to back at, 1500 if we can. Now, if we can stay for longer, I'm going to, you know what I mean? It's no problem. But my minimum is 1500 here. So I'm going to make sure, no matter what, to not die before I get to 1500 gold. It's a really easy way to help yourself kind of modulate how aggressive or non-aggressive you play. And it helps you, you know, understand that, hey, like, if I'm 700 gold right now, I don't want to go dive his tower and potentially die. Not that I would, but, like, you know, I don't want to potentially go for a dive here or something, because if I back right now, I'm not actually that happy. So I want to make sure I get to that point. And again, you want to do that in quite literally every role. It's going to present itself differently if you're a jungler or a mid laner or whatever, a little bit, but it's the same idea. So I'm not going to get to a point where I'm trading myself out, getting too low, getting too risky, right? I don't want to get to 200 health and just be prime ganking, you know, potential and all that stuff. We see the jungler on left side by the Gold Fury. Vision and just looking at the map for where the jungler is, or, you know, adjusting to play a little bit more passive if you don't know where he is super important. But with that, we've got a really nice push out. And again, 1500 to 2650 or really 2950 if I want to get Lash in the Chalice is a range that I'm happy in. So anywhere within that range, we're very good with. And obviously, you're going to have to adjust. Sometimes you can't actually back within that range. You have to back under. That happens, that sucks, and obviously it's not great, but that's like a point of, like, if you end up losing the game or your game feels bad, you can kind of, like, directly trace and say, hey, in this threshold of time, this is, like, where things got pretty bad, right? And then you have feedback, and that's super helpful, because if you have feedback, it's pretty easy to diagnose what's going wrong in your games, right? Usually, I think a big issue, and I really want to try to help players get accelerated understandings of the game and getting better, especially as, like, a lot more new people are coming in, so hopefully this is helpful. A lot of the reason why I think a lot of people feel stuck at their rank, and they are stuck there for months, if not years sometimes, is because they don't actually, like, know how to get better, or they don't really know for things to pay attention to, and that's why it's very relevant. So again, now we're good to back. We can back right now if we really want to. But there is an important neutral here, so I don't want to lose it for nothing. And I feel strong enough to fight. Why? Because, again, he actually, if you have noticed, has not really been fighting us. He's been semi-combative, but not really. And we're in the isolated 1v1. Fenrir just died. I can dash after here, or just ult him, and he is just dead. No dash, no Aegis now. Stand swap here in a second. Just auto him down a little bit. Bye-bye. Axe proc right there with the auto attack, and he is just cooked. He had dash soon. Again, how do I know his dash isn't going to be up there? To be honest, like, I don't count down the dash and how long it is. As you play the game more, as you get better at the game, you just have a good feel for these things. And that's always the tricky thing to explain as a player. Like, how do you just, like, develop the instincts or recognition or feel? You do it through playing, but it's through, you know, like, trying to win, you know what I mean? And actually, like, trying to pay attention and stuff. You can just reasonably say his dash is down, he just used it, it won't be up for a bit, let me just try it. And sometimes it won't work, sometimes it will. We're stopping our back here for a very important reason. We have fast TP up, but remember I said I want the range between 1500 and 2650, but 2950 is my ideal. We were at 2850 there. And now we're backing so we get Chalice and Lash. It's a little bit of a, you know, like, quick adjustment because, again, I just realized, like, hey, If we get a little bit more gold, we get this really, really nice spike. And now, I mean, we have such aggressive resets in the sense of, like, we've gotten perfect full items on our backs. We are incredibly strong. This fight is literally unlosable in the 1v1 right now. And this backline solo, which, again, you play backline solos with the intention and the goal of being ahead, is completely neutered. And unless we, like, and we get ganked and, you know, we just die, like, mindlessly, his game is completely fucked, right? Like, assuming we just play a solid game from this point on. And this is why I say to not play backline solos. They're hard to make work against good players. You need to really know what you're doing. And if you are trying to get into solo, you're trying to switch to solo, you're getting off-roll to solo, I really, really recommend picking up, you know, an easy-to-play frontliner like Chalk or Odin or something like that, and you'll have a lot more success. Go do Roxy. Remember, rocks give you 1 strength and 1 in each permanently. There's up to 36 that'll spawn in a given game. They spawn obviously on the rock timers, and yeah, they despawn at 15 minutes, so you have only until 15 minutes to get them. At this point now, so we have a lead, and you're probably wondering, well, what now? Do you play for solos? I mean, if I can, I will, you know what I mean? But I don't need to, right? I'm gonna be the most disciplined solo lane YouTuber when I'm actually trying to win that you'll find, and that's just sort of how I approach the game. That's how I approach competitive and pro play, and always had a lot of success for me. So I really like making, you know, small improvements and small leads and kind of growing those. I'm not going to tell you to go play for solo kills right now. We have enough of a lead that I don't actually need to continue my lead. We can just play to get neutrals in this lane, be it totem, be it his chest camp, be it both. And our biggest play for rotations at this point is very simple and streamlined. It's literally just go to the objectives. That's it, right? So, Pyromancer, do I want to go to it? If so, call for it and rotate over. They're going to collapse on my throw this Izzy probably, so I should come help. He does ult out. We just saw Izzy dash animation, so we should go in here. This is good. Got the ult on the Izzy. Age is forced. He did hammer, so he's in a bit of trouble. I'm going to shell him. Dash on this guy. I'm going to ult this guy because he has no dash for a little. Does unfortunately get it off, but we stun him. This guy should die at least. Alright, so, you know, it was close. We almost got 2. Sadly didn't, but sometimes it just goes down that way, folks. It's all good. Go back right. Again, we didn't have to take that fight, but, like, we did. So, it almost was really good. It wasn't that great. I'm going to call missing right. Izzy could fast out of base to mid, which is a bit of a concern, but, like, it is what it is. Now we just shove. We'll get rocks again. And, yeah, so again, our rotations, like right there, I called a rotation because I saw a good angle. But if you're not sure where a good angle is and there's not like an obvious potential kill that you can just play for, it's just objectives, right? So Gold Fury's coming up in, I don't know, about a minute, right? I can look to reset before that, trying to synergize with that idea of, again, I want a certain kind of gold gate, right, and a lower and a higher end limit of that, of which I'm happy to back for, and then I'm just going to play for that. So, like, my next item here is going to be Berserkers. I already have enough. So I can really back at any point to go walk over. And what competitive play and stuff and higher level play signalizes is, no, this guy's also rotating. I'm just going to, like, ping you somewhere around there. Just so they know, sorry. Like, when I'm talking and all this stuff, I never call anything, and I feel bad because then they get, like, random ganks on them. So now, look, we got some kills on the map. They're just going to do a Pyromancer. That's cool. I got the wave shove here. Izzy's there. She's going to lose the tower on the right. We get full Berserkers, and I can just get some wards here. You're going to notice I have enough gold for a component, and I'm not going one because I plan on going, like, upgraded shell here, or an upgraded relic, which obviously has higher component prices of 1250. But yeah. Now, I'm not really talking about, like, what I'm going to build next, because I just kind of know, but obviously you should try to have an idea of what you plan on building next ahead of time if you don't know. So just copy builds and stuff so you have something. Next item here for us is Spectral, then we'll go, like, Sphere of Negation after, you know, the upgraded relic, obviously, and should be all good. Okay, nice pick. We should probably just reset our Raws low, and I can just go farm right. Izzy used her too. And yeah, we'll come over to gold. Now, obviously, like, the timer's got a little bit fucked. Gold's actually up and just sitting on it, but yeah, I can look to come over at some point soon. Now, they're actually pulling, and this is a terrible pull. The reason it's a terrible pull is because red team is deathballing, so we don't want to give them an opportunity to deathball for free. Oh, this is horrible. Okay, guys, just leave. It's fine. Like if they're overgrouping, right, and we just don't do anything and they don't get gold, they're completely fucked. You see a lot of people do these random rotations to nothing, and as long as we just do nothing, it's completely fine. So that got completely thrown by the fact that we just kept pulling it, which is unlucky. So, I mean, look, even in like, you know, Demigod Plus, people are just like kind of not really making the right decisions, we'll say that. So, we'll walk over here, and we did lose gold, which again does suck. That kind of just gives them a free inning back into this game. We're still ahead as a team though, so it's not the end of the world. We can shove left tier 2 here because we have the pick, and the Jingwei's isolated. We can also play for, he's just dead here. Yeah. We could shove left here, but we could also just play fire. So this is Queen Naga, spawns at 15 minutes. You want to go to this, and it's all good. Again, pretty measured game. I mean, obviously that gold call was abysmal, but yeah, again, if you see people like overgrouping and stuff, if we're just playing our lanes, making them bleed on, you know, towers and stuff, no play is better than anything else. So here's the thing, we can play secure. I have good secure. If I fuck this up, that's my fault. I fucked it up, but we still got it. Okay. Okay, my bad, my bad. That's just my fault. It's alright though, we still got it. That was my fault. We should never fuck that up. Ama's just a good secure character, within reason, obviously, not over like a strong mage ultimate, but that's an ESET support, so it's no big deal. We'll go right here, watch for this guy, he's not here, no worries. And yeah, I can back for full relics, so I'll just do that. I can catch this wave because I'm already here, it's fine. And look, I know my team is like doing quite well. Again, I really urge you guys not to look at the kill count and look at the farm count, because if it's 19-4 and we're up 10k, it's a lot different than us being up as we are right now, about 7,000. Now we were up 6,000 just a second ago, so it's improving, and that's great. But yeah, you look at the gold, not the kills. So we're having a really good game because of the gold advantage and XP advantage, right? So that's what's relevant. But I think what I really want to stress with MOBAs, and you'll see this in League, you'll see this in Smite, you'll see this in presumably Dota, I've never played, but when you have good fundamentals and good decision making and good map play and like good principles, you really don't need to make a lot of mechanical plays, right? Like for a vast majority of the game. Could I out-mechanic anybody in this lobby pretty easily? 100%. Have I needed to yet? No, right? And that's how you like know you're playing a good game. I think if you're consistently looking to out-mechanic players as like the default thing for your play in Conquest, you're probably making a mistake, right? I try to post shorts and stuff on YouTube because, you know, they're fun, people like watching them, and sometimes I'll try to kind of, you know, make some silly plays to just like have something happen fun. But realistically, I think a good game of Smite is not super flashy, or at least it doesn't need to be, right? Because the biggest thing here is like we're capitalizing on the fact that we have low deaths. They're kind of just like stifled and choked down, and they kind of can't play the game, right? It's very constricting, and that's really what you're looking to do. Make the game hard by not giving them an opening, and that's more or less what's happened. Again, if we didn't have that gold blunder there, this game is just completely unplayable, and that's really what you're trying to do, right? As you get better, is to limit the amount of openings that a team gets against you once you start to build a lead through just like good early decisions. They got a pick in mid, they're kind of diving, I'll let them have fun over there. We'll cover this side. Jingwei came over just to split the map a little bit, kind of just close that out. And obviously our boys are a little bit deep here. I would not play up there. I think we should just go to gold, right? And if we go to gold, we pull them towards us because they'll come over, and then we can just kill all of them. They're going to play the fight. Jingwei obviously is going to back and just fly in. They're probably all dead. So again, I'm not saying that it's going to be perfect in ranked. It won't be. But if you're trying to play competitive, you're trying to queue with people, you're in comms, you know, it'll be a little bit better. This is a terrible call in play. Because, I mean, again, like, look where it started from. But it's fine. Maybe they won't all die. We'll see. I'll try to help some people out. fine, no problem. All good. Yeah, that was a horror. I'm gonna defend this gold. I can also just split mid tier 2 if we feel like this is completely chalked. I don't think it is, though. I'm actually gonna just play this bush when Izzy comes to me. I'll just go in her. You don't kill her or anything, but it's like nice damage. She has dash, so she just can dash that wall. Yeah, you know it's tricky because like my silence obviously can catch her dash, but I have to silence early to reach her. So yeah, just unfortunate. That's all good. Point is they didn't even bother going to gold, so like that works out pretty okay. We'll just go back right. I do want to group on gold, obviously, though. Like that's definitely my plan. I just, you know, need to make sure they're not just like counterplaying the whole map in the meantime. So yeah, obviously, like you'll notice it's 23-6, and that looks good, but we're only up 6k now, and it's because of like really bad decisions. Again, you might say, hey, was something mechanically misplayed topside there? Yeah, I'm sure it was, but you don't need to out-mechanic somebody top left, you just have to go to gold, right? And that's very easy. So that guy ends, we'll go over to gold. Notice that fire is coming up. In theory, they could play to trade it despite them being behind because they have high DPS. That's something we should be open for and like paying attention to, but I think we're okay. I'm going to hover mid here just so this guy doesn't get gone on. I realize again they could just go to gold. It's fine. I wanted to... Okay, they're just collapsing on the bottom side. That's fine. That guy's out. It looks like we're chilling. Again, the Xing's just like kind of beasting up back there. Doesn't get anybody. A little bit loose. Like, obviously this isn't called perfectly, but it's good enough. Okay. So, where's this guy? Lucia's probably just going to back. Yeah, that's fine. She's out. We'll shove right really quick. We're about to hit 20. We got Spectral here. Now, obviously, I've built a lot of different builds on Ama in my videos. I've gone Triton's builds, I've gone Reaper builds, I've gone Golden Blade builds, and I know I'm probably a bit puzzling with, like, which one should you actually be going, which one's the best. I think they literally are just different. Like, they do different things, they're good with different things. My 2 with Tritons is more mids, my 2 here is less damage in mids with this build, but I have more auto attack damage and I have lash damage. You just are stronger with different aspects of the character, and I think they're all viable. It's just about like what you like and what you think is fitting of how you want to play. Like that's literally it. So we are just completely killing all of them. Should have popped this thing earlier. But yeah, it's really up to you. So try out a couple different Ama builds. See what you like. Again, they all have different pressure points and stuff. Just try to pay attention to, you know, patches and stuff, because obviously if certain items get better or worse, well, there's 3 viable builds right now that, you know, might swing harder in viability for one of the builds, or, you know, for better or worse, right? So, yeah. I just want to kind of present the fact there is variety, right? And that's up to you as to how you take that. Back here, this fire looks pretty good once our team spawns. Get this, we get Axe. I usually recommend to get your starter when you can. There are exceptions, but to make it simpler for you, I would just say, to rule of thumb, always get your starter when you are able to. And that'll just help you out. Again, I think what you'll find is in MOBAs, there are like principles and rules and ideas that I can give you that are like pretty staple, and there are like definitely times and moments to break them. But if I like diverge and talk about that stuff all the time, I think it's just very confusing and hard to follow, and also not relevant, right? Like, if you know when to break them, you wouldn't need to hear them. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'd rather just not even bring that stuff up so much. But if you're curious, I can talk about it more at another time. I mean, the very simplest TLDR for it is just like certain starters proportionately are a bit weak, and maybe you need a certain item a little bit more, but again, that's pretty niche and not always the case. We 1-for-1s. We're playing Pyro here a little bit. Now, I want to get an in. I have shelled the good guys. Oh my gosh, okay. That's actually, okay. That's so unlucky. So normally I block the Medusa there, but she walked past me because she has shelled. We should just push mid. The reason we should push mid, well, they can do fire, actually. That's fine. They can do fire. So I'm going to push mid. The reason I'm going to push mid is because fire is free. I like the mid push, and then we go to fire, because we'll get a free Phoenix. And what do you do fire for? Phoenixes, right? So if we get the Phoenix first, then we go to fire, it's super easy, but they can do that while I push. I might not be able to get this, but I don't know. I mean, I'm literally never going to die here. So this Fenrir, I just completely smoke. We'll throw the bomb on this and just try to get this shit going. Aegis Force. Again, I'm never playing to kill, I'm playing to keep him away. And a free Phoenix is secured. We should retreat and do gold. And yeah, that'll be that. Why are we doing gold instead of left Phoenix? People are spawning. Could we probably brute force left Phoenix? Sure. Again, I try to force the idea of like low risk, because low risk means it's hard to fuck up. If it's hard to fuck up and it's ranked, it'll probably work. You know, if I try to make like difficult calls and stuff that are higher execution, that's usually a bad idea. Not saying it never works. You can win games faster, potentially, but you can also lose games a lot more, so probably a bad idea. Last item here, what can we build? Literally, like, whatever we want. I can't stress it enough. It doesn't actually matter, like, most things are good here. Sphere of Negation is what I typically go, but they don't have really magical damage on their draft because it's only the support, so I won't be doing that. Again, normally Sphere here would be good. I'm just going to go Umbral Link and we'll call it a day. This is more lifesteal, which will be good for Lash, and should be solid. If we wanted to go Mimian here, it's fine. We wanted to go like Magi's, that's okay. We wanted to even go a second relic, it's or a third relic, I guess. It's probably fine as well. All of those are good. Let's just go left, right? Surely? Yeah. Now, we could catch the wave. I honestly think because they're going to split the map, we should just push now. And the reasoning with that is pretty simple. If they're playing the map, I'm fine. If they're playing the map and they're splitting around a little bit, they're just fucked. And yeah, we get a free pick, no ditching ways on the right. This is kind of what I meant. Now this is just like super easy. Now they do ESET ult, so we can actually play this a little bit slow if we want, but... Oh yeah, they're just gonna all die. Again. Yeah, okay. Well, GG. Good job, guys. Yeah, they're... I mean, we're taking literally 0 damage and team's full health. Nice. Shell the team. And, yeah, I mean, look, it took 27 minutes. There were a couple of semi-wishy moments, but, like, by and large, that game was unlosable. You know what I mean? Like, we would have to consistently, as a team, fuck up. And I think what's so nice about, like, playing to not die and just trying to play with a bit of poise, I guess, and composure is, like, we didn't die a single time. We always felt happy that game. Our farm was incredibly good. 690 gold per minute. And yeah, obviously it's very frustrating to enemy players as well. So 27k, pretty good stats, and just a pretty solid, comfy game. So thank you guys for watching. Obviously, let me know what you'd like to see in the future, as always. I know I've got a lot of different characters I need to get, so I do appreciate it, and I will catch you guys later. Thank you, as always, for watching. I do appreciate it. I don't know what's going on over here. See you soon. Peace.